Hey everybody, and welcome back to the video series where we go from beginner to traded funder by Apex Trader Funding. I am currently trading a $50,000 Apex evaluation account, and we are going through this process of getting funded trade by trade, day by day. So subscribe, hit the like button below, and turn on notifications so that you can follow along with this process. Today was not a successful day trading. Unfortunately, we've had a few red days in the last week or so here, but not a blowout loss. We didn't go through the max loss today. We stuck to our rules, and in all, not such a bad day. We just didn't get the trades that we were looking for, unfortunately. Let's take a quick look at the account summary here and see what's going on. I'll get rid of my face, put it down at the corner here for you. So currently the account is sitting at $50,000 or $50,471.21. Our P&L today was negative 158.26, and then we paid $113.26. $13.26 in commissions. $113 in commissions would be nuts, at least for what I'm trading. But so the account is still positive. But we're halfway back to where we were at, the middle of last week, kicking around at 51,000. So we're on the build. Let's take a look at our trade summary for today. Oh, where are we? That's yesterday. Let me pull it up here. Give me 1 second. There we are, trade summary for the day. So one nice, a small winner off the open, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 losses, unfortunately. One bigger loss here because I opened up my stops. I got an add in as well, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out. So let's jump into the daily chart here and see where all these trades came from. And then we'll go to the hourly and check out our zones, and then look at the 5-minute and our executions. So let's jump over here to the daily chart. Markets are still open, so you're going to see prices wicking around a little bit. So just so that you know, markets are still open, but I'm done for the day, so I figured I'd just do this review a little earlier today. This is kind of our current zone right now. I know it's a little messy in here, pardon me. We can get rid of a bunch of this stuff. So rejected from this daily supply zone, push down. We broke this demand zone here recently, this one here, and have tested this one here now, as well as this gap here. I really want to see this get filled soon. So we've pushed up, tested this downtrend, and then come back down to test this demand zone here again. So that's on the daily demand zone there. I just want to keep the chart a little cleaner, so I'm going to delete that one. We've got some hourly zones that we can be looking at as well. So let's get rid of a few of these things, and we'll just redraw them as they come into play. So this is our hourly chart currently. Downtrend, uptrend. Let's mark off a few demand zones here. So that's our hourly, potentially call that an hourly as well. As for supply, we could call this a supply zone here, and then all the way up here, I'm not even going to bother. Well, we might as well do something up here, but it didn't come into play today, so I'm not really worried. And let's jump down to the 5-minute chart here. So these are our executions for the day. We had Fed Chair Powell speaking today, so as well as two or three other FOMC members. So ranges were a little weird, honestly. There wasn't quite as much liquidity as usual, so we're getting some wicking actions, and something up here that I want to talk about when we get to it. I'm just going to put an arrow to remind myself, because I had kind of a weird trade here at the end of the day, and that's kind of what spurred me to just walk away and just step away for the weekend. I kind of put me on tilt, so I decided that I needed to really just get out of there. So first trade here, came down through this demand zone right here. Get rid of that. Wick up, came down. We broke right through this one as well, so let's get rid of that. Right above this here 1 hour demand, also we could potentially say that that is this daily area here as well, this fresh daily demand. So if we want to take a peek at that on the 5-minute, that's it here, this daily demand. And that kind of should be a good indication. I should have had that marked on my chart. A good indication of where we're going to be getting some higher time frame players getting involved, some whales, as they say, right? So we came down into that zone, almost tested the hourly. We're into the daily demand zone here, push up. And this was my first trade, was from this kind of 5-minute supply zone off the wick, get short. I managed to get a single partial in here, and once we started pushing up, I actually just stopped out break even on the rest of my position, and that gave us kind of, a half R, 3/4 of an R profit of my usual risk. So that's trade 1 there. Trade 2, I tried to go for the long. My thought here was that we were wicking this area here. Oh, let's get rid of that. Let's use the small one. Oh, I got a call here. I'll put that on mute for now. So we wicked this low here from the 5-minute and came back up, got long. Unfortunately, didn't really work out the way that we intended that to, and got stopped out. But we had uptrending RSI, as well as the other thing I like to see, this uptrending cumulative delta there, right? All the way into there as well. So that would be a bit of a divergence, but not quite from this area. Not quite as precise as I would have liked. And then trade number 3 here, this. I actually really liked this trade, and I'm just going to extend this all the way out because that's what the rest of the trades are too. So we wicked this high. Again, with that RSI divergence, and then cumulative delta downtrending also showing a divergence. Well, I guess it's all the way out to here, right? All the way out to here. Got that divergence. First entry, I got stopped out up here. So I decided I really like this setup, so I took it once more. We got a nice sell-off. When we came into this area here to test the wick, I added one more and kept my stop, so I added to my risk in kind of 3/4 of a position at this point now. But unfortunately, we continued upwards and stopped out up here, right? So that would be this, and that red mark, or no, this one right here. That would be our stop out there. But we wicked that high. We also were still showing this divergence. Same with this divergence here. And I tried to enter short once again because the trade is really my setup. Once, twice, try it 3 times, unfortunately. This time it worked. But as soon as I entered, I'm trading MES, looking at the ES chart, I got wicked out and stopped out immediately. Like immediately. I'm talking within split seconds. Which I find super frustrating. Because what is that? I enter short and like that, I'm out. Bit of an annoying trade there. I was also in full size with that one because I still really liked this setup. We had the divergences. We were coming into this 1 hour zone. We'd previously sold off from this area today when we got big news from Jerome Powell being in the house, right? And that would have been probably a $200 profit up into this area. or down into this area. So quite frustrating, honestly, to end the week that way, but we're just going to call it there, close down the charts of the day, do the review, and then come back on Monday with fresh eyes, fresh head, and we will keep building this account and getting it towards profitability here, towards that growth target of $3,000 to get funded. Let's take a look at the calendar here, just to finish up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red days. One thing I do want to point out is that these losing days are starting to get a little bit more reasonable. This completely unacceptable. Also this completely unacceptable. This unacceptable, unacceptable, unacceptable. So we really need to be getting our losing days down kind of towards the 3R mark here. 4R losing days not allowed. Blowing through our stop loss, our maximum stop loss for the day, not allowed as well. But that's kind of the way it is. This week was kind of, I think I did the math, it turned out to be $5 negative before commissions, but throughout the entire week I probably ended up spending about $100 in commissions, I imagine. So the account isn't quite back to where it was last week. On the 16th, I think we're up to about $51,000, a third of the way to our profit target. But let's come back up. Let's come back to the charts on Monday and have another crack at it and get this thing funded. So I will see you guys on Monday. I hope that you had a great end to your week and you had a successful and profitable week trading. But give me a like, give me a subscribe so you can follow along with this video series on getting funded, and we'll come back on Monday and do it all again. Cheers. Have a nice weekend, guys.